Hello everyone. Welcome to the video tutorial series of the web development. I am your instructor Varshata. Let's start our today's lecture. So at the end of this video, you will be able to learn about the CSS animation and then we will learn about the CSS3. So let's start with the CSS animation. CSS allows the animations of the HTML elements without using the JavaScript or the Flash. So an animation lets an element gradually change from one style to another style. Okay, so you can define the animation using the CSS. You can change as many as CSS properties you want, as many times you want. To use the CSS animation, you must first specify some keyframes for the animation. So whenever we are using the CSS animations, you have to define the keyframes. So according to that keyframes, your animations will be performed. Keyframes hold what styles the element will have at a certain times. So here, let's see the CSS @keyframe rule. So the animation is created in the @keyframe rule. So whatever the animation you want for the particular element that you have to specify in the keyframe, it is used to control the intermediate steps in the CSS animation sequence. Now, what the animation does. So an animation makes an element change gradually from one style to another style. You can add as many as property you can want. Okay, so you can also specify the changes in the percentage also. 0% specify the start of the animation and 100% specify its completion. So you can specify the animation according to the percentage also. Now how the CSS animation works. So when the animation is created in the @keyframe rule, it must be bound with the selector. Otherwise the animations will have no effect. Okay, so compulsory you have to bound this keyframe rule to any selector in which you want the animations. So otherwise it will not work. The animations could be bound to the selector by specifying at least the two properties, which are the name of the animations that you have to specify and the duration of the animation. Compulsory you have to specify the duration. If you have not specified the duration, then it will not work, because without duration, how the animation can perform. Now these are the different animations properties are there. First one is the keyframe. It is used to specify the animation. Okay, then next one is the animation. This is the shorten property that is used for setting all the properties. Then next one is the animation delay. That means you can specify when the animations will start. Whenever you have just launched the document and after 5 or 10 seconds you want that animations will perform, then at that time you can specify this animation delay. Then next one is the animation directions you can specify. It specifies if or not the animation should play in the reverse or alternate cycle. So animation directions you can specify. Now animation iteration count. So it specifies the number of times an animation should be played. So how many numbers of times this animations will be continued. So at that you can specify using the animation iteration count. Then animation name. So it specifies the name of the @keyframe animation. So that you have to specify using the animation name. And then we have the animation timing function. Okay, so it specifies the speed curve of the animation. Now let's see the example related to this animation. So here you can see we have specified this width and height of the div. So whenever you are using this animation gradient, so it is advisable that you use the div element. So you will have the better idea about this. So width is equal to 100 pixel, height is equal to 100 pixels. Okay, then background color red. Okay, so you have to specify the background color. Animation names, here you have to specify these two things, it is compulsory. Animation name is equal to my example and animation duration is equal to 10 seconds. Okay, now here you can see the keyframes. After that you have to give this name that will be used in this element selector. Okay, so here we have defined the my example and here you have used this name for the defining the animation. Now here from background color red to the background color green. So how the animation will perform from red to green. Okay. So here the animation duration property defines how long time an animation should take to complete. So if the animation duration property is not specified, then no animation will occur. So compulsory you have to specify this animation duration property. By default, it will consider it as a 0 seconds. So 0 seconds, that means in the 0 seconds, no one can do anything. Okay, so for the animation, at least you have to specify the duration. In the example above, here we have the specified when the style will change by using the keywords from and to. So which represent 0 to 100%. So it will start from the red and it will end to the it will complete to the green. Now it is also possible to use the percentage value. So by using the percentage, you can add as many as style that you want to change. Now this is the second example of the animation. So here you can see again we have defined this div element in which we have defined the background color red, animation name, that is my example, and here I have defined the animation duration, that is 5 seconds. Okay, here keyframe, my example, here you can see we have used the different percentage for the different color. Here you can use as many percentage as you want. Okay, so here 0%, that is background color red. At 25% the background color green, and at 50% the background color black, and at 100% the background color blue. So like this way you can define this animation. Now let's see practical related to the animation, so you will have the better idea about this. Okay, so now here see the animations example. Here you can see just we have defined the basic animation. Okay, so here you can see that in this I have given the title animation, and here I have defined the div size, that is width is equal to 200 pixel and height is equal to 200 pixel, just to see the broad size of this. Then I have defined the background color, that is red by default, and the animation name, that is my example, and animation duration, that is 10 seconds. Okay, now here you can see the keyframe, my example, that is the from background color red to the background color green. Okay, so this is the animation example. Here just you have to define this div element. The style will be provided from here and animation will be provided from this keyframes. Got it? So let's execute this and you see the output of this. See here. Got it? So this is animation. It is changing in colors. Just refresh it. So see the output again. Red to green, and then it will come back to its original color, that is red. Got it? So this is the simple example of the animation. Now let's see the example using this percentage value. Okay, so here you can see I have defined this division with 200 pixel, again 200 pixel, background color red. Animation name is equal to my example. Here animation duration is equal to that is 5 seconds. Just increase the just a second. Okay, so here just increase the this animation duration. Now here you can see, first put this thing in the comment, then we will see this output. Okay, so first see the value of this using this percentage value. At the 0% it is red, at the 25% it is green, and at 50% it is black, and at 100% it is blue. Okay, so let's see the output of this and just see the changes. See the 4 different color that we have specified according to the percentage value. After completion of the animation, it will come back to its original color. See this output again, so you will have the better idea about this. Got it? And now just put this thing in comment and just see the output of this different colors. So here you can see we have just used the 4 different colors. Here you can see I have used 10 different colors. Okay, so starting color is the red. Here the for the at the 10% it is yellow, at 20% it is green, at 30% it is blue, at 40% it is black, at 50% it is white, at 60% it is aqua. So likewise I have defined these different colors. So now let's see the output of this. So using the percentage value also you can specify this color. See here, this 10 different colors are there in the animation. Check it again. Green, then blue, then black, then white, aqua, yellow, then blue, and then red. Okay, so like this way you can specify the different colors also. Now, let's see the example. First, see the output of this, that is directly. Then I will explain you. First, put this thing in comment. See here, what is happening? It is changing in direction also, and it is changing its colors also. So this is the animations. Now let's see the output of this. So let's see the code of this. So here you can see here the same thing that we have defined: height 100 pixel, width 100 pixel, background color red. You have to define the animation name, it is compulsory. You have to define the duration 10 seconds term. Here you have to define the position relative. Okay, now here in the keyframe rule, what you have to define? At the 0% background color is red. Now you have to use this the left and top value. At the first time left is 0 pixel and top is also the 0 pixel. That means your this div will be over here. Okay, so left is 0 pixel and top is 0 pixel. This is relative position, means after this element it will define its position. Okay, so here it is a 0 pixel, that means top is 0 and left is 0. Now next what you have to define? 20% left is 200 pixel and top is 0. That means here left is 200 pixel, that means it will goes over here, and top is again 0. We are not changing the top value, just it is coming like this way and it is going back. Got it? So always top will be 0. If you are moving like this way, then you have to change all the value. Okay, so and then at the 40%, again the left is 0 pixel and top is 0 pixel, so it will come back. Then next at the 50%, left is 200 pixels, so it will again go back, go forward, and at the 100% it will again come back. So like this way you have to specify. Now let's see the output of this. Okay, so here let's see output of this first, then see the code. See here what happened. Got it? So how we can define such type of rules? So you just have to adjust top, left, right, etc. So here you can see the background color red. At the first time it is at the top position, so left 0 and top 0. After that it will come to the left side, so you have to define the top 0 and left 200. Okay, and after that it will come downside. So what you have to define? Left 200, it should be at that position only, and top is again 200 pixels, so it will come downside. Then again it is going to the left side, so left will become 0 pixel. So here left is 0 pixel and top is 200 pixel. Then again it will come at its original position. So what you have to define? Left 0 pixel and top 0 pixel. So like this way you just have to handle this top and left positions to define this animations. Got it? So in this animations also you can define the animation delay, that after 10 seconds it will start. You can define the animation count also, how many times your iterations will be done, etc. Okay, so this is all about this animations. Now let's learn about the CSS3. So like till now we have learned the so many this different properties and different functionality that is available in the CSS3. So CSS3 is the latest standards for the CSS. CSS3 is a completely backward compatible with the earlier version of the CSS. CSS3 is the advanced level of the CSS2 and the CSS1 that we have already discussed. Okay, in CSS3 we have the new properties that we have already learned, that is the border radius, box shadow, text shadow, multiple backgrounds are there, images gradients are there, animation, transitions, transform and much more properties are there in the CSS3. Then CSS3 is divided into the many different documents called the modules. Okay, so every module adds the new capability or the extend feature that is defined in the CSS2 over the preserving the backward compatibility. Okay, always the new version should be the backward compatible. Then work on the CSS3 started around the time of the publications of the CSS2 recommendation. Okay, so as I told you, first it is the specifications, after that it becomes the recommendations. So because of the modularizations in CSS3, every module has different stability and it is in the different status. Okay, CSS3 supports by all the new browsers and the CSS3 version supports many more browsers than the CSS2. CSS3 has the other added the features such as the new combinators, new CSS selectors as we have seen, that is the nth child, then this caret, star, then dollar sign, etc. Okay, the new CSS selectors, new pseudo elements and new style properties that is there in the CSS3. Now, what is the difference between these three CSS? So let's learn. So CSS was originally released in the 1996 and it consists of the properties for adding font properties such as typeface, emphasis color or text background and other elements, etc. CSS2 was released in 1998 with added styles for the other media types so that it can be used for the page layout designing. And CSS3 was released in 1999 and its presentation style properties were added in it that allows you to build the presentations from documents. Okay, so these are the three different CSS. So unlike the CSS2 which was the comprised of the single document, okay, CSS3 has its specification divided into many modules which makes the CSS3 whole lot easier to handle. So if you want to change the particular styles, you just have to change in that particular module also only. With the CSS3, the designers can now use special fonts like those available in the Google Fonts and the Typecast. Earlier with CSS and CSS2, designers could only use the WebSafe fonts on. Okay. So for being the 100% sure to use the font that would always display the same on the every machine. Now while the CSS and CSS2 had the simple selectors, but CSS3 has the sequence of the calls a component as a sequence of the simple selectors. We have the different types of selectors are there that is available in the CSS3. Nth child is there, first child is there, last child is there. Different pseudo classes are there. Okay, so numbers of selectors that is available in the CSS3. CSS3 came up with some key web design considerations like rounded borders that we have already learned in the border style and in the image also, that helps in the rounding of the borders without any hassle. And this turned out to be huge plus point for the developer who were struggling with the initial version of the CSS borders. CSS3 has the capability to split the text sections into multiple columns so that it can be read like the newspaper. In the CSS2, the developers had the difficulty because the standard was not equipped with the automatically breaking the text so that it fits within the box. So this is also the one of the advantage of the CSS3. Okay, so in this video we have learned about the CSS animations. Okay, so different animations you can see, just you can change the color also, you can move the element also, you can move the elements directions also. So like this way we have seen the different animations in the CSS. And then we have learned about the difference between the CSS versions, that is CSS, CSS1 and CSS2. Sorry, CSS1, 2 and 3. Okay, so thank you for watching. We will discuss the more interesting topic in the next lecture. Thank you.